Hello, how are you guys doing? Let me get things together. Get us a screen reach and all that jazz. Who are you? I'm one of those guys. One of those streamers on the internets. We're looking for, what is the name of this? Explore my body? Is that a horror game? Oh, it's a horror game. I thought it was a watch thing. This one is a game. Okay. Okay. It's pretty short. Okay. All right. We'll do a horror game. PC version, please. Yes. It's popped up with several porn games. Am I good? Like, is this okay to stream? What is this? Near 2040 humans beings are looking for increasingly strange solutions and hoping to find connection with the community. This is a very short game. Trigger warning, or content warning, body horror, and loud screams. Added a full screen mode that can be toggled. Instructions for Mac users. I ain't that. If you're a fan of Discover My Body or other... Okay. Okay. It just pops up with like a maybe it's just because that name sounds like a porn game. And the game is like, let me recommend porn. All right. This game is good. Run anyway. There's 100% no porn in there. Okay. All right. Let's fade that guy out and then bring this up. Got what amounts to a screen, I guess. The year is 2040. Human beings are... All right, I read that. Fallen Pineapple, thank you for the 10 months of support. Trusting previous institutions that supposedly brought people together in common, lonely people looking to technology and science for answers. One such technology is a psychologically powerful lab-synthesized fungi. You are a medical student at the local university. You've been brought in to study its applications on a human host. You must be the new student Dr. Morrison was speaking of. Okay, yeah. Right here, quite bright. Here, hold up. Give me one sec. Hello. Is that gonna work? See if this works. Oh wow, looks like something's been rubbed on the camera. Let's clean that off. Okay, nope, my hair looks bad, so never mind. We're not doing that today. I hear you're really quite bright. Have you ever studied psychological transbutanian flowering before? I have no idea what you're talking about. I see. Well, you're in quite for the treat. I have insisted with many flowerings before. Show us the fluff. It's more flat today. It looks real bad. I don't know. I'm gonna shave my fucking head tonight. I don't even give a shit anymore. However, this is my first time in the same hot seat. This facility is equipped with the neuron corneal scanner. I personally don't like it. Okay? I'm not going to do it on stream because I'm just going to give myself a fucking mullet if I try and do it myself. You'll be able to view my transformation and its various effects on my bodily systems. Just navigate the icon over my body and scan for the info points to click on. My brain's brocchia area have been linked to a digital readout. So even when I am at the point where I am, beyond human speech, I will be able to communicate. Well, please begin your examination. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I clicked spots to get it to go. Is it going to show Johnson? Okay, he's covering his downstairs mix-up. That's good. All right. I am just exploring your body. You have a fungus, a face. Okay. So that's weird. We're just going to not talk about that. All right. I fully explored your body. Topical. Skeletal. Okay. Nervous. Oh, what did we find? Okay, so am I trying to scan the weird face thing? Oh. You've discovered the injection site. Uh-huh. 2 weeks ago, Dr. Morrison took a bone-deep needle to my right shin. It hurt like hell. However, what he injected was worth its weight in gold. There's a skin graft of successful PTB flowering. What's that? It kind of looks like a face? Well, the PTB organism is a psychological organism. It's physically manifests as drawing from a shared pool. Of all its denizen traumas, fears, dreams, I believe that my mother's face on my shin. How I miss her. But enough about me. Please continue the examination. I don't see anything else weird. Like, you have no penis? Aha! You discovered my rotting bones. Uh-huh. The rot has set in, certainly. It itches like the devil. But the soft bones are required for the PTB to do its work. The human body was never intended to experience a flowering. Their process is one contorted physiologically and physically. Or psychologically and physically. Soft, rotting bones are pliable enough to assume the flowering shape. Again, though, very painful stuff. When I begin to scream, I expect you keep your cool, though. Should all be very academic to you. Are you getting any class credit for this, by the way? I see. Well, please continue. I'm gonna go and get some water real quick. I'll be back. 1 sec. Thank you. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Just realized I needed to get a little bit of water. I like how horrible this game. The Twitter was not updated. You're... No, I tweeted. No, I didn't. I forgot to tweet. You're right, you're right. Spooky. That's the one we're going for. Yeah. And it's almost October, my dudes. Isn't that exciting? And then at everyone on the Discord. At everyone. There we go. There we go. Okay. Please continue. Of course. So now we gotta go to the nervous system, and that looks weird, so we'll scan that. And then we go into it. Aha! You've discovered the primordial inhibitor. Okay. It's a device implanted in my brainstem, which helps undo certain evolutionary safeguards against operations like this. It limits my body and mental reactivity to meta-existential stimuli. In not too many words, the flowering is an evolutionary aberration. So this sounds like a thing you shouldn't do. One which requires some retooling of our formation of mental concepts. For instance, one who has flowering does not experience the human idea of time. But if I tried to apprehend this with the old regular monkey mind, I would go quite insane. But anyway, please go on. Discover, explore my body. According to the concentration of PTB in my blood, I will begin the flowering process very soon. Quick, give me your wallet to bite down on. You good? Wow, that hurt. Sorry, I seem to have bit down hard and broken a couple teeth. Give me a moment to spit them out. Now then, as you can see by my face, I'm midway through the flowering process. Hurrah! I can feel an inkling of panpsychic connection. My body is experiencing amazing, terrible growth. See for yourself. I like the idea of exploring a new object. Like, again, exploring rooms that you already know, like, fairly well, but they've changed is really good for, like, you know, that's spooky. Did your mom's head get big? Is that your cock? What am I exploring? Okay, that's your legs. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, that's new. Aha! You've discovered that my hands have fallen off. Well, I suppose I'll never play the violin again. Joking aside, this is pretty much to be expected. Part of the primordial inhibitor is to disassociate the brain from hand connectedness. As a result of this, the hands fall off, as they are merely vestigial baggage. You're good with this? Staying in the way of the superior evolution. You know what? He's happy about this, so I think it's fine. We did not do Growing Grandpa yet. I'm sorry, I just briefly had a bit of ego death there for a moment. I can feel my thoughts intertwining with the Resurrecting group mind. Please continue. Okay, sure. Is this normal? Ah, there it is. You've discovered my bone growths. As I was saying about the dramatic changes a PTB flowering occurs. Well, now that at deep level, my skeletal system is basically a sponge cake. But look closer. My bone fragments have begun to reassemble into a complicated, if fragile, latticework of wafer-thin psychic receptors. Some of the bones are poking out of my skin. I knew that. I felt it. Haha. Please go on. Okay, well, you seem to be having a great time. I mean, he's having a great time, so I guess it's fine. You've discovered my new minds. To the extent that the brain is a mind, that is. We'll leave that for the philosophers. As my own mind brain disintegrates into the group mind, what remains of my body becomes a small disruption of other flowering mind brains. As we speak, I am flooded with powerful memories that are not my own. I feel, well, it's hard to even use the word I anymore. Even to distinguish ourselves from the timeless unity seems wrong. I'm getting some college credit for this. Sounds good. I feel infinite pleasure as well as infinite pain. Is this what death is? Well, I think you're still alive. I see that we are to the final stages. I complete the flowering. Infinite plane. Death. I am so happy. I am so happy. I am so happy. Oh, are we done? That's good for him then. Okay. Sort of you know, bottom surgery, but instead of, you know, what you expect, it's more of a, you know, abyssal horror as the thing that you want to transition into. So that's good. I'm glad he's happy. How do I quit out of this? I guess I just Control-Alt-Delete it. Escape didn't work. Okay. Well, that was that. What's the other game that you guys wanted to play? The One Piece is real. I keep seeing the One Piece is real. I'm like, what is that? And then I click on it, and it's cock. Every time. Growing Grandpa. Where do I get Growing Grandpa? Growing Grandpa. Okay, so it's on Steam. I did not know that. Oh, it's made by the same guy. Let me go and pick it up. Growing My Grandpa, and you can get the soundtrack separately for $2, similar to a game you played. Do you want to know what game it's similar to? It's similar to Virtue's Last Reward. So I already hate this game. There's seizure things, there's body horror and gore. Best experience with mouse and keyboard. Growing My Grandpa. So there's gonna be like flashing lights or whatever. Full screen. Oh. Let's keep it low. That should make it a little easier. Alright. Are you Yuppie Psycho? You ever play Yuppie Psycho? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. This game is designed to be played with a mouse. The input required is based on you clicking the mouse buttons. The right mouse button will change the cursor's image and function. When you are pointing, indicated by the index finger, you can, the player, interact with certain menus and prompts. Click the bottom to continue. The second cursor is to indicate the cursor's image featuring the hands extending all fingers. And this mode concerns interacting with objects inside the word, mainly picking up objects and moving them to another position. To continue, please pick up the piece of trash on the right and place the trash can on the left. That's it. There will be many situations in Growing My Grandpa that will require you to pick things up, place things, grab things, give things. Do not be afraid to experiment, and keep an open mind when using your hand. Please click the button below. Okay. In order to expedite the cleaning process, you can use the digits 1, 2, 3 on your keyboard to reposition the trash can below. Try moving the can to the right in order to continue. Well done. Please continue. Okay. A variety of video options can be changed. You can press on with these things. Disable shader effects, cycle through the resolution options, change cursor type. Different color schemes available. 3 different left-handed variants of each color scheme. By default, Growing My Grandpa is displayed is scaled up by a factor of 2 and the shader is set to low. Hovering over the small question mark up in the top right provides an overlay related to the available configuration options. Try hovering over it. That's it. Press F3. Okay, cool. Thus ends the tutorial. What do you want to bet the person who made this is a lefty? I hope that you enjoyed growing my grandpa infinite thanks to my patrons and supporters for believing me and my work. What the fuck are we doing here? I excused Adrenaline Adrienne during the music class today and spoke with her about recent string of detriments. It was one of the first time meetings outside of the quarterly evaluations, and I believe it went very well. I can certainly understand Mrs. Richardson's classroom's observations concerning Adrienne's emotional state. She was, of course, intensely shy when we first met. As I understand it, she is similarly withdrawn in classroom activities and only speaks and acts when she absolutely must. Some things she will simply not do. Instead of participating in mandatory group activities, she will sit alone and accept that she will receive a demerit. Before meeting Miss Richards' parent-teacher report, which allowed me to estimate some about Adrienne's home life, the parents are well educated and come from a prestigious background, but they lack some time to properly nurture Adrienne. She's often alone, and when she is not, the parents seem to understand the importance of warmth and affirmation when dealing with someone so young. Having two parents of this reserved and icy temperament exacts an inhibition to the child. The child's imagination is subdued, but only ostensibly, for it eventually finds its way into regular life. I surmised that I would be able to reach out to Adrienne by making way of believe. How are you liking your new house? You've told me that you used to live close by, but it can still be a big adjustment. New room, new school. The basement, I like that. The basement? Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Mom and Dad sent me down there. Your mom and dad made you go? Yeah, but there's lots of cool stuff. That's why they sent me down there, though. Why'd they send you down there? Fighting? They were fighting, shouting. I came in and hopped and they shouted at me. They said, go clean up downstairs, so I went. That sounds tough. Do they fight a lot? No, they all right, Adrienne. I'm just gonna call you Adrian. Maybe you can tell me more about the basement instead. Okay, it was weird at first, but the stuff I found down there, but cool. I found something living, sort of. Very interesting. Please tell me more. By indulging in her fantasy, everything she's about to tell me is fucking real. Adderall? Either something's living or it's not. Anytime you have sort of, that's not good. Let me just say that right off the bat here. I was able to glean some more understanding of Adrienne's anxieties surrounding her home and her parents. Symbols of Adrienne's story seem to be carrying their own traumatic weight, and her exploration of the basement may very well be the vehicle of conveyance of her anxiety. Whatever might be our next meeting, whether she will engage in similar make-believe, I will set down her story here. Her story begins with her delving into the basement with a trash receptacle and the goal of cleaning up. She discovered one of the walls was covered in plastic bags, so she went to investigate, intent on tearing away whatever they covered. Ooh, graphics. I've already forgotten the controls. Right click. Just go ahead and put that shit in the trash. There we go. Upon removing the plastic trash bags from the wall, she noticed some interior lining was covered in glass. Like a window, I offered. No, she said, like a mirror. Reflecting inward towards the animal they covered. I gently asked her what exactly this animal was. Here is where the material reality of the story took a turn for explicitly fantastical in imagery. Upon her discovery of it, at her gaze, it grew, or extended, like a shaggy hair itself. Hair, like the fur of a dog, I offered. No, she said. Not like the fur of a dog, nor the hair of her head. It grew out towards her. The animal's hair reached out. It was hard, standing almost straight, like the hair on a brush. A bristle, I offered. Yes, she said. She was very afraid at first, but then very curious. I asked her what else was in the room. More things hidden away. She said things of Grandpa's as well. First, she said she found a hidden passage under the stairs. Inside was strange dolls, magic objects, naked, faceless figures. I heard these cryptic utterances and merely nodded. In order to keep the game of make-believe going, I only pressed for details where I thought necessary. Faceless dolls could be a simple metaphor for anonymity that she feels in her own home. A hidden passage. I'm not sure what to make. Maybe she's literally saying this. Maybe she is. Yeah, the protagonist is pretty fucking dense. I mean, I guess, like, I don't know. If you have a kid that never plays make-believe and then starts saying crazy shit, maybe it's real. But, I mean, most of the time with kids, like, they're being legit. Like, yeah. Kids are brutally honest. Protagonist doesn't realize they're in a horror game. Lol. Revealing the concern seemed to be thematic of her fantasy. The door under the stairs is but one example. Poke, poke, poke. The darkness of the shadow corner unnerves you. You cannot explore here without some form of light. Okay. Why is this like zero time escape? I guess because it's a... Why move the trash? Well, that doesn't achieve anything. There's nothing here. Oh, wait, hold up. Okay, well, nothing to click on. I can't grip anything. Ah, there we go. Once she removed the panel and found the magical hidden passage she was very specific about what she took. She took a magic book, a magic doll, and a photo of her late grandpa, and some magic glue. Oh. Papers crudely bound together in the form of a book. Let's read that. Oh, God. That's words. Numerous sources were drawn from commentaries on laws relating to the banning of sorcery and necromancy, compilations of folk charms related to love spells, hagiographics of saints and their encounters with the devils. The list spans centuries. A demon called the Heaven of Needles or the Angel of Needles was known to be best kept by shamanic keepers or wards who suffered from face blindness. Ah, there it is. Prosopagnosia. That's why it's like 999. Whether by birth or through developmental causes like stroke or head injury. It was known to be extremely effective but terribly dangerous, so much that it became outlawed several times, and it was generally popular scapegoat relating to unexpected death. The nexus of magico-religious meaning-making sorcery regarding human-related desires in the history of science, neurological disorders related to the fusiform gyrus, where the subject of the dissertation would reside. I will outline further, then analyze the historical sources I mentioned previously, and then go into neurology of mystic and magico-religious experiences. Magico. Yeah, okay, I guess. And where the fuck is Grandpa? Are you resurrecting Grandpa? Okay, well, that was a lot of words that I didn't care about. Got some glue. It's magical for some reason. All-purpose glue. Okay, so maybe the child has some imagination. All clean. The space will not be dirty again until next week. Okay, that's weird that it... Father of your late grandpa. The reverse side is a photograph. There's more text. Good luck on your trip to the Urals. Stay warm. Okay, well. Take doll. A slouched doll. Its material is rough and coarse. I interrupted when I asked what she did with the magical and mysterious materials. Grow grandpa, she explained plainly, and then, without missing a beat, she continued on with her story. Feeling this was a potent symbol, I stopped her again to ask what she meant. Somewhat puzzled, I did not understand immediately. She began to explain slowly. Grandpa lives in a cage in the other room, the cage beyond the door. They grew people in the cage. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna grow grandpa. We just do that here. Okay. So don't... Doing experiments, keep conversations not related to lab work to a minimum. If you begin to suspect that you are developing attachments to your colleagues, contact me as soon as possible. Lots of text. Let's go ahead and read that. Regarding growth cycles, every time Whiskers regenerates and leaves dormancy, it is logged as a new propagation. The sample's body existence cannot be illegible, i.e. part cannot be cut from the whole, so there can only be one living propagation. Propagations are to be terminated after 5 weeks. Any further development puts us at risk. Termination procedures will be posted and following with extreme care. With all that out of the way, I want to welcome you to the project. I look forward to working with you, Dr. Hart. A hastily written note. I've repeatedly called your homes to no avail, so I'm forced to leave this here for you all. I found William sitting in the corner of the enclosed area, seemingly severely concussed. Whiskers is gone and none of its usual hiding places. I immediately suspected the worst. The project thus must be suspended for now. I'm leaving the usual mirrored coverings we used to keep the anthropomorphic void sealed. I've done my best to lock up everything in short notice. It is a hasty fix, but I will require some time to find a more permanent remedy. I'm honestly hoping you do not find this note, as I intend to lock the house down too. Intended to race off with to you to retrieve the lockbox keys. Do not worry about William's key, and the rest of his equipment are almost certainly deep within Whiskers now. That's safe and normal and good. The void's name is Whiskers. It's a cute name for a void. I pray you do not enter this room, no matter how it may appear. Williams cannot be helped and is only being kept alive as a means of continued predation on the rest of us. I'll say this once again. No matter what state you may encounter William in, he cannot be helped. I have sympathy for the young man. I truly do. But I found on his person several photos of his late sister, which would imply risk you knew he was taking. Our existent research materials now have become possible liabilities, either criminals or professionals in nature, so I have stashed them away. I believe I let you all know how I might do this if there were ever to experience an event such as this. I hope you all remember what I told you. So long then. And this is Dr. H, which was also the name of Grandpa. Okay, well, anyway. Enter. Beyond the door in the room, the cage was hidden, concealing in another cloak of inward-facing mirrors. Hidden in a cage lined with mirrors, it is strange, almost poetic, an elaborate fantasy of self-reflection, concealment, and compassion. Yep, that's what's happening here. At the cage, she finally cast her spell. But I was confused. She confided at first. She took the magic doll, the magic glue, and the photo of her grandpa. She combined them, and she wished very hard. I assumed in this fantasy that the next her wish would come true. And what child's story would it not? Grandpa and doll and glued them together. Yep, that looks normal. A tangible symbol of intention and desire. She put Grandpa in the cage, assuming that it was part of the ritual. She was not clear on how it worked. What precise instructions she could glean from her grandfather's magic book was complicated by her reading comprehension. She wished with all of her heart, and then she told me that she waited for something to happen, anything began to happen, and after that, she began to cry. I cried really hard, she said. I wanted Grandpa to come back. I wanted my parents to stop being so mean. And it hurt me. It heard me wish for Grandpa to come back, for my parents to be different, so I could feel it through the walls, and he felt me through the air. I asked her what she meant. She could only repeat what she said. But this time, lunchtime was almost over, and I said goodbye to Adrian, and she left to rejoin her class. I was left to consider our conversation. I believe the storytelling strategy I've employed was not unfruitful, but I must probe deeper if I can. Though I can be sure of nothing I interpret, the impression I get may be to help me get an idea of the right questions to ask. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to certain topics or keywords you can discuss with Grandpa. You've gained the conversation topic, wish. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. You've also gained the following keyword. Shell. Yeah, you know, when Grandpa emerges. This is normal and good. I met again with Adrian in order to address her emotional outbursts in the last few weeks. It was her second time meeting, and while it's standard practice to have a couple sessions with a troubled student, as I assemble a report for counseling department, I could not help but think as we sat down in my office that Adrian already seemed to show a remarkable change in self-esteem and confidence, and perhaps my and Mrs. Richardson's estimation of her emotionally disturbed was erroneous. Paralyzed shyness was withdrawn attitude Adrian possessed last week. She was not entirely diminished, but she seemed to hold herself differently this week. However, this only lasted for as long as our conversation pertained to the initial introductory pleasantries. When I began to ask her again about her parents, her feelings regarding her new school, and her new home, she quickly lost her new confidence when she'd gathered up and withdrew again into herself. There's so much fucking reading. Holy shit. So once again, I partook in some collaborative make-believe, but this time I aided by the fact that I had managed to do some research into Adrian's grandfather. I had some insight into what she might actually be finding in the basement. Now, this may be overstepping my bounds, yep. Some as school counseling caseworker, but this was all in service of making Adrian comfortable and happy with the learning environment. Just like 999, it's a lot of words. In any case, I was kind of looking for videos, but I guess we're doing this. I mean, it's fine. It's a lot of words, though. And I'm dyslexic and stupid. I cannot click book. Yeah. I was able to dig up information regarding the grandfather by inquiring the university in my town. Not that I make it a habit of sleuthing, but I had a suspicion the grandfather was professor there, or at least some sort of researcher, due to the fact the newly constructed laboratory on campus I drive by every day bears his name and memorial. The text moving actually doesn't change much, surprisingly. He was some sort of anthropologist or linguist or neuroscientist. I did not have to dig that deep before the scope of his work became dizzying and I ran up against the limits of my undergraduate education. But back to make-believe. What's your grandpa like? Is he a smart man? Not anymore, but I'm teaching him. So he's grown a good deal then. You must be feeding him well. Yeah, he's getting bigger, but has a lot of room in his cage. Is he still behind bars? Yeah, he might be able to climb out eventually, but there's this vent in the ceiling. Well, perhaps if he climbs out, I can meet him someday. Yeah, maybe. But he's not ready to leave. He can't take care of himself. I have to feed him, pick up after him. Hey, you store the food in your lunchbox. That's nice of you to share. He can almost talk. You can't speak with him? He doesn't have a mouth, sort of. But how do you feed him? He has a mouth on the inside of his shell, or the stuff that is in his skin. I'm a little confused. Can we go through a typical day with your grandpa? Okay. He doesn't have a mouth, sort of. He's sort of not alive either. I asked about her to explain how exactly she goes about growing her grandpa. Adrian began another tale. According to Adrian, in the week that had passed, much had changed in the basement. Everything that was here before is gone. Great. That was probably it. You should go see Grandpa first, of course. Hi, Grandpa. It was scary at first, she said, the way he moved, the way the doll's skin covered him. I wanted to interject, but somehow this seemed inappropriate. I kept listening. When I look at him, she continued, when I think about him, he grows and moves. It's like he's growing for me. So he's growing bigger now, I asked. Yes, she said, bigger every day. This kid is brave to the point of stupid. This begins the actual growing part of growing your grandpa. Beneath the doll's burlap skin, the follicles knit together what resembles a proper person, your grandpa. You're in charge of cognitive development and diet until it's able to sustain itself. Currently, you're observing Grandpa. Please click the arrow back button below for a brief tutorial on how to on your duties as caretaker. Yeah. Here are the variety of options regarding growing your grandpa. Feed Grandpa. 0 out of 2 acceptable foods eaten. Seek out things to feed Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. 0 out of 2 words taught. Find vocabulary cards to help Grandpa speak. Explore the basement. These are the things that we need to do. You'll find food and learning material before you can move on to the next week. Some foods will make Grandpa happy, others merely content. Some foods will make Grandpa disgusted to the point of nausea. Learning material is also scattered throughout the basement. Seek out vocabulary cards intended to teach English and basic anthropomorphic concept of formation. The options highlighted in red are related to navigating around Grandpa's enclosure. This is a normal thing. Yeah, water's really bad. It's like they shut it off. The sauce we got, it was disgusting. I legit feel sick. Oh, it sucks. I'm so sorry, honey. Sauce not goated. Yeah, the water's pretty off too. Do you want me to go return it? Like, not right now, but later. Go to Grandpa option. Sussy water. Yeah, it rained a whole bunch and then they shut off the water today, so. Yeah. Tastes wrong. I'm just gonna go lay down? Jesus. Is that bad? I'm so sorry. Go kiss your sick wife? Yeah, give me a second to go kiss my wife. Yeah, I guess the chicken Alfredo sauce that we got is just like bad. I think she's gonna be fine. It's just like the sauce is off. It is not, the sauce is not goated. So I wanted to go check on her real quick. The chicken wasn't bad. It was just the sauce for the chicken. Like, I can smell it. She cooked it. And like, my wife is an amazing cook, but it doesn't smell good right now. It's adding ambiance to the game. Let me put it that way. So the corner will allow you to go over any documents you pick up as the weeks go by. It's a good idea to learn about the work of the people who last occupied the space. Accessing the kitchen corner will let you search for the food in the old refrigerator and prepare food for Grandpa if need be. The hold button will replay the tutorial. Save button will save your current progress. You can only have one save file at a time, so if you have saved data, it will be asked if it's okay to overwrite, and then exit. Yeah, obviously. More buttons may or may not appear depending on the development of Grandpa, so watch out for them. One final note, take care to explore the basement at your leisure. However, due to the entropic nature of clutter and trash, different weeks may allow you to find things you have not previously discovered. Good luck. Okay, so let's do a quick save then. Seek out food for Grandpa. I'm sorry, honey. Everything has this real crusty look to it in this game. Okay. And then, what is that? Blueberries. Looks edible. Grandpa might like this. Yeah, blueberries at the bottom of a fucking stack of shit. Yeah, it's definitely on purpose that everything looks a little crusty. Are these dolls or bodies? Let's not beat him this. Oh. Okay, read now. Before we begin, he had to us all cover our faces completely. An earthenware pot was a little, you can't read it. And on the inside, we stole a brief glance at what we could see. The interior was inlaid with special mirrors. The something gave it small pieces of dough, spoiled food, chicken feed, keeping it content. Keeper gestured towards the small bag where the food was composted and told us to be careful not to feed it any meat. I asked if rotting food was enough to sustain it and how we might get nutrients from any of this. The keeper regarded me seriously and said it did not matter what it was fed. The act of feeding was what mattered. The act of feeding flesh is another act, however. Then he gave me another series of grave warnings regarding not keeping any animal derived foods near where it might be kept. Okay. Cool. Great. That's great. And normal and good. Safety brand safe. So Grandpa's a vegan. That's good. Trash pile. Search painting. Yeah. A folder of Raider graphic images. Okay. I guess I don't really need to do all that. Fiberglass insulation. This is not food. Yep. You're right, it's not food. Search trash pile. Would you like some fiberglass? Perhaps some asbestos? Some wall stuffing? The funny candy cotton makes your skin burn. Simple paper doll. This might be a construction, useful in the construction of magic symbols. Great. Trash pile. Corroded battery. It's not food. Grandpa might eat it, though. Linguistics module. Hello. Teach Grandpa this word and read the notes of past educators. Okay. We can teach Grandpa the word hello. That's great and good. This is a weird game. Something appears to be growing from the wall. You take a closer look. It's a pulsating sac, a slimy membrane, and its skin seems to be containing something. It might be able to be opened with a blade. Okay, that's normal and good. Darkness, you're not able to explore here without some sort of light. Okay, well, we don't have that much food. Hey, Grandpa. Kitchen corner. Search upper fridge. There we go. Maybe there's some food in here. What is this? Lettuce. Alright, cool. There we go. There's 2 food. And lower fridge. Opinion. Prepare food. Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to give him this. I don't really want to put fiberglass in the fucking banana. Why am I doing that? Why would I conceal fiberglass insulation? For fun? Grandpa might like it? How about none? Do we have to do that? It seems like a bad idea. He's hungry. Maybe a banana is enough. Teach Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa. I learned the word hello. Yes. A brief tutorial will go over teaching the pronunciation and vocalization. The vocabulary word you picked will appear in the top left corner. At the bottom right will be a pentagon that is divided up into 8 sections. Section of the pentagon will be highlighted briefly, and a notification sound will play as soon as another section will be highlighted. You control a small round icon that sits above the pentagon by using your mouse. The ball is constrained by the limits of the pentagon. What the fuck are you talking about? The goal is to keep your icon over the highlighted area and move the area as it changes sections around the okay. When you left click over the right highlighted area, the area will start to vibrate along with the simulated vocal cords and current letter of the word you're turning red. Keep holding over the highlighted area and adjust your icon as okay. Once every letter becomes red, Grandpa will proudly pronounce the word to you and it will be considered learned. Teaching Grandpa these words will accelerate its cognitive development and lead further breakthroughs in general intelligence. Teach the word hello? Approach the small... Okay. Hi, Grandpa. You're doing great, Grandpa. That's how you talk. Yep. Okay. The explanation was bad. Deep within Grandpa, strange memory. You did great. Having completed the lesson, you take a look back at the vocabulary module card and the notes written on the administrators in the past. You're already encountering some difficulties as Whisker's subjectivity is much more determined by a diverse and dynamic array of influences in its attempt to mimic the thoughts and desires it passively intercepts, and the imitations go on to structure the basis of its identity. Later in Whisker's growth cycle, does it begin to form an identity or identities that are coherent with capable of resembling a sane, rational human being when engaged in conversation? One must imagine how hard it would be to converse with someone who is not yet oriented one way towards who or how they are, because they might have 20 different honest answers to those questions, all of them mixed and muddled together. Okay, good. Because of this, we have started with the basic of conversations: greeting, partings, identifying another, forming questions, etc., etc. It is fortunate Whisker's current growth, 19, I believe, has developed a mostly accurate human mouth simulation. Hello was a bit of a challenge in the previous growth, as it failed to develop an adequate organ to act as a human tongue. Step away from the bars and store the module card at the document table. All right. Go to Grandpa. Feed Grandpa. Yes. Brief tutorial will go over the basics of feeding Grandpa via induction of your unprotected Ulitza. Grandpa has simulated the production of tooth enamel to mimic a human mouth. It will need to be fed through this in order to properly learn and grow. First, you need to select an item from the lunchbox. Click the lunchbox in the bottom right corner. Contents of the box will be displayed. Click an item from the thing. Doing so will fill your hand with this item. Note that any food could be put into the lunchbox by clicking on lunch. Okay. Before Grandpa can be fed, you must judge the food by its smell. However, hovering your hand above Grandpa's olfactory bulbs, if Grandpa is pleased, it will allow you to feed it. Most foods Grandpa will accept, however, getting Grandpa to consume other things requires some culinary deception. When Grandpa is willing to be fed, hover your hand over its mouth and click. Grandpa will then consume the food. Good luck on feeding Grandpa. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, hold up. Would you like some blueberries? Where's your nose? Here you go. It's blueberries. The meal appears to have been sufficient. Okay. And then here, how about a banana? Okay. No, that's good. We can find something else. How about lettuce? Okay, you don't really like that. How about, I think that's probably the best. Okay. Bananas are good for you. Good. Good, Grandpa. Grunts in appreciation and locomotes towards its favorite corner. Cool. Good. All right. Study corner. Search file cabinet. Oh, fuck me. Is that coins? Cashews? Okay. I didn't realize there would be more food in other places. He liked it well enough. Step people from press the origin somewhat to the south, coiled into a bowl covered in incantations, buried upside down in a graveyard, a common late antiquity demon trap. The keeper, an elderly man, failing health, was ready to expound upon and on about the dangers of the organism, but when I asked more pointed questions about the history of its acquisition, I was given curt responses that had a way of circling back to vague warnings. Oh god, the water is just gross today. Tastes like creek water. I do drink tap water, generally. It rained quite a bit, so it's probably from that. Grandpa. Oh. Oh, that's a pretty good one. All right. Let's keep looking just in case if there's other stuff that we're missing. Get a filter? I don't mind the unfiltered water. It's just, you know, today I do. Oh, there's a false bottom to this drawer. You can examine this in detail later in the study corner. The material we're working with is potentially dangerous. I will be handing out a copy of this note as a reminder to everyone. I'm not trying to single out a particular person. Misconceptions about the nature of this project from time to time. With that out of the way, here are some things to keep in mind. The active growth must be thoroughly terminated via the correct procedures at the very least 4 weeks after dormancy is interrupted. Doesn't matter what you've done or haven't done regarding the tests or procedures or how much the anthropodic vacuum has been disrupted. We are not ready to go beyond 4 weeks at this point. A step-by-step guide to termination has been posted by the enclosure wall. Please, please, please do not place this educational poster over this posting. To disrupt the vacuum without Dr. Hart's prior consultation, and do not do that. Okay. In case of an emergency where the vacuum is disrupted, put on your equipment and begin the lockdown procedure. Make an extensive note of when and how it was breached. Find the habitat empty. Page Dr. Hart immediately, but do not attempt to speak with anyone else. This thing can get very smart. I'm sure you're well aware from stories we heard on our acquisition trip. The greatest caution should be used when dealing with potential aggressively mimicry scenario. Please, the girl is going to be fucking evil by the end of this. Biohazard bin. She's fine. Okay. Yeah, that was a lot of words that I didn't read. Probably not important. You slip a radiographic images you found onto this machine's display. Day 19 after dormancy, vacuum broken, yes. Termination at 21 days, notes in detail. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, this is all stuff that we've read. Good. You can examine this later. I'd like to read how to get rid of it. That seems important. Researchers will seal off the area and enclosed bars of the enclosed bars, ensuring minimal... I feel like the bars are not a good way to keep this thing, like, in, you know? During the later fumigation process, so we gas it to death. Retrieve the burn barrel and place it near its enclosure. Allow at least 48 hours of time where the current growth cycle experiences no human-related stimuli. Do not enter the enclosure area nor any part of the basement. Ideally, you will be not on the grounds at all. After 48 hours, 2 researchers will enter the basement wearing their assigned mirror mask, mirror apron, and powered air purifying respirator. The researcher will use the vent system to fumigate the enclosed area, wait 30 minutes, then use the fan system to ventilate the enclosure, keeping the fans running during steps 3 and 4. Re-enter the enclosure area wearing your assigned mirror masks and aprons. The organism may or may not be in complete dormancy. If it is not in full dormancy, be assured that its capacity to act against you will be greatly diminished. With your assigned power drills, quickly remove any enclosure bars needed to access the organism. Put them aside for later reinstallation. Put the organism into the burn barrel, incinerate the organism thoroughly, wait for any smoke to be properly cleared by the fan system. Turn off the fans. One researcher will retrieve the nucleus from the ash and place it in a mirror box. The other researcher will sift through the ash and place any other substantial remains in the biohazard bin in the room outside the enclosure area. The bin is locked for safety purposes. The code is 323245. Yeah, Pogbot likes that. Pog. Enclosure. 3, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, listen. Water tastes different depending on where you are from. And if you don't agree with me, you have not left your hometown. Like, even the difference between, like, the town I grew up in and to where I am now, it tastes completely different. Austin water does not taste as good. Water tastes different at my parents' place 15 minutes away. Yeah. Mike has no taste buds when it comes to water. He doesn't agree that water tastes round. Please help me escape Brazil. Okay. All right, so save game, and then we teach Grandpa another word. To Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. Let's teach him the word Grandpa. Hi, Grandpa. This minigame is really weird. You're doing great. There you go. Having completed the lesson, you take a look down at the vocabulary module and look at the things. We have done several sessions on what we're calling familiar relation simulation. I and a co-researcher sit in chairs opposite the enclosure. We are wearing the usual mask. We begin to act out a scene, mostly through improvisation, that might roughly resemble a kitchen table conversation between immediate family. Preeting Childs would reveal, although overstimulated conversations was purposely vague and unspecific about persons and identities, we'd always address each other as brother and father and sister. It soon became apparent the included information and associations we unconsciously dwelled upon upon hearing and speaking these words were being picked up by Whiskers in its psi-type feel of reception and interpretation of mind-body events somatic content. I just got home. What's going on? We're teaching Grandpa how to work his mouth. My co-researcher William noticed this in a simulation where Whiskers was given the role as a sister and he as a brother. I was the father. Whisker began responding to certain prompts with unusual specificity as well as general pattern of timbre of speech that continued with unusual consistency. As soon as the simulation ended, we left the enclosure area. William let me know Whiskers was almost certainly drawing from coded memories of his late sister, mapping out exactly what regions and centers of neural activity are intercepted by a psi-type field. Will take extensive neuroimaging we do not have at this site. Currently, we only have a less precise portable equipment. However, our experiences so far yearly in line with folk knowledge and folk explanations regarding to the being's access to desires, we can begin to infer that it has access to certain portions of the limbic system and ventral temporal cortex. You step away from the bars and okay, there we go. We've done it. And now we save the game and we explore the basement. We did that, yeah, end the week. Knowledge allows you to have a conversation topic with Grandpa. Language. Great. He started to pretend to be the guy's dead sister. I think that based on what I was reading, he fucked up and thought it was his sister or something. He got caught up in the illusion that this demon thing is doing. And now, yeah. Mrs. Richards approached me the other day in order to remark on Adrian's development. She noted how much more at ease she appeared when being called upon in class or when I asked to participate in group exercises. I told her I had seen this change happening as well, and she's definitely a normal girl, and I want to take credit for it, but I can only guess dimly at what we might be reshaping her attitude. She's definitely a normal girl and not a demon. Grandfather's property that caused the change apparently is out of the country in a wooded area full of open space and far from the bustle and noise of a city where you would do a weird fucked up experiment. Had jointly purchased the land with the university he was employed with and began constructing what he was intending to be a satellite campus for a burgeoning psychological anthropology program he had in hand in establishing. Only one building was ever intended on being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident when driving back from the property one day. Eerily, at almost the exact same time, the grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart in some sort of project at the property vanished without a trace. Property sat in disuse for years, and it was tied up in legal battles between Dr. Hart's next of kin, the university, the vanished grad student's family, and the other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into possession of Adrian's mother. Obviously, I was not going to relay this whole tragic story to Adrian, for who all I knew believes her grandpa to still be living in the basement of her home. Besides, I thought she might already know all of this. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing was her own way of escaping the morbid details of life, or perhaps lives cut short by a cruel force of fate, and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I determined perhaps the storytelling she was and continues to engage with should not be encouraged by me, or at least not in the way that I went about before, where I made active inquiries about the strange fantasy of a semi-sentient ball of skin. When I saw Adrian, I did not bring up her grandpa, nor ask questions about his growth. Adrian could not stop talking about it, however. I had no choice but to weather her bizarre and enthusiastic affirmations about her new best friend. Adrian, maybe we can talk about something else. I'm not exactly sure I'm following you. He's gotten so big. He has so many whiskers that come out, and I can see them move around when I think about him. I'm not sure I know what you mean. I'm so happy Grandpa's back. He's so much cooler than Mom and Dad. Once again, for what it's worth, I put down the story that she told me as best as I could. Another ship got stuck in the Suez Canal? Oh, let's go? Which one? Oh, there's something about it on... It's probably not real. Man, why you gotta get me excited, man? I don't see anything about it. It's unstuck again already? Wait, sometimes play as the counselor and sometimes... Go... If you... Does anyone live near the Suez Canal? Petition to start a project where we start funding just getting another boat stuck. So fucking disappointed. Why do we want a ship stuck there? I'm out of the loop. It'd be funny. It'd be funny. I'm gonna lose my voice if I don't get some more water. Hopefully clean water. Let me see if there's some. Hold up. So I just need to get some water. My throat's killing me. I don't know how much of this game I can play at this rate. Well, we'll give it a go. It's not creek water. No, I got a... So we do have a Brita filter, but I don't usually drink from it because it's just like, what? Like, I don't know. Most of the time it's like fine. Like, how long is this game? Growing my grandpa. How long to beat? Not grow up. Grow my grandpa. I guess Game Grumps did a playthrough of it. I guess I could check and see how many episodes that was. Has an average playtime of about 90 minutes. We could finish it. There's at least 2 endings. All right, we can finish it. It's fine. Let's not try and make 2 streams out of this. God, where's all this shit coming from? One of these times is gonna jump scare me with something coming out of the trash or whatever. Yeah, how many, but like you can still use Game Grumps as like because they fuck around, right? Because they're Let's Players. They do the fuck around thing. So what you do as a streamer, as a, you know, how incompetent they are at video games versus me is debatable. I don't know. So that's just there, right? We're ignoring that. We still don't have a key for this. Okay, trash pile. This is a weird game, you know that, right? Game Grumps is still a thing? I mean, as of whenever this game came out, it is. Ooh. What do we get? A potato. And life. Okay. Potato. Patat. Patlattle. Indecision. These are certainly some words to teach it. I would assume based on how I treat it and what words I you know, teach it. Depends on whether it's evil or not. I figure I should just clean everything and then I'll worry about feeding and talking to Grandpa. One thing at a time, you know. I don't know if he cares about the order of things. I should probably get a flashlight as well. I don't know if you treat an abomination hell demon well, but it does seem to make it pissed off if you, like, treat it poorly, right? A kiwi. Looks edible. Right, and the bulbous growth. I don't have anything to cut it with. This corner is spooky and I don't want to go over there. So I'm not allowed. Alright, feed Grandpa. Study corner. Educational posters, they're all gone. File cabinet. The moving the trash can thing is such a weird mechanic. Like, why? Like, we're definitely gonna get some jump scare spookle at some point. Fake gameplay. Feed it fiberglass? I mean, that seems like a way of pissing it off. Like, why do I want to do that? Thank you for 3 years of support, Jay and Inferno. Holy shit. I mean, like, do we want to piss it off? If you feed it fiberglass, you'll have a harder time setting it on fire. Yeah, right? Okay, well, we don't really need to do that. We could... Is the lettuce gone off? Alright. Let's go back. Kitchen counter. Upper fridge. Oh, look at that, a pear. That's nice. And lower fridge, a strawberry. Grandpa can have a little bit of fiberglass. All right. So we could put fiberglass in a potato. I don't really know why we'd do that. Skelicopter, thank you for the sub. That's very kind of you. Who's putting food in? I don't know who's putting food or trash in this place. I assumed it was the demons, but, you know, no, the demon seems pretty content to stay behind the bars, where it could easily get out of. I don't know why we'd, like, trick him and fuck with him by putting fiber... I mean, he sees me doing this, assuming he has eyes. Also, he knows I'm deceiving him because wizards... Why are we even growing our grandpa? Because grandpa's... We miss grandpa. He did. Yeah, he can read my mind, so I don't want to do this. None. We're leaving. Where do you see eyes? I don't know. No response. Observe. You examine grandpa, noting its movements, respiration, and general mood. Grandpa's gums are bleeding slightly. And its skin seems to be overly dry. It may need food packed with vitamin C. A kiwi fruit would be an excellent remedy. Okay, let's feed Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa. I noticed that you were hungry, so I got you a... Yeah, you'll want this. And then, hey, guess what? How about a strawberry? There you go. Get that scurvy out of Grandpa. Alright, good Grandpa. Pet Grandpa a bit. Step away from the window set in the bars. Grandpa grunts in appreciation and locomotes towards its favorite corner. Oh, I need to get more food for him. Okay, go to Grandpa. Oh, hey! The inner Grandpa, though still not fully formed, is revealed. It may be fruitful to speak with it if it can respond. Grandpa still struggles somewhat to speak due to its undeveloped tongue, mouth, and jaw. However, it managed to rasp out an answer. Hunger is not enough. On the walls of the cave, the Ultrarch. I've only seen that in Warhammer. Can be hunger transformed. Desire is fulfilled by pain. Your grandpa doesn't have the right words right now. I can only say I love you. Love is not enough, though. Desire is not enough. Project it outwards. Make it true to yourself. If only in symbol, then it will be good enough for me and you. He's very eloquent in his words for someone who doesn't know how to speak. How's your shell doing? Something to grow in. My skin is not the doll skin. My skin is not like your skin either. I can still feel your eyes on me, inside my shell. I do not have many eyes to see, but I don't need them as much as I need your eyes, which can understand as seeing me. There's a cycle of attention. You give me myself, but I am still not that. Slowly, I form a human shape, and you see me more and more human, and I become that. Well, that's great. What's the biohazard bit about? They could put me in a box, sleeping, and then setting it alight, and then in a box, put the box in a corner in the darkness. Most of you couldn't read then. The scribe came and wrote, and everyone said they wrote on strips of bark and then thin reeds. No, it wasn't that. It was paper posted somewhere. It had words to open the box. I was half dead in the box. Part of me that dies was put in that air for a long time. That part of me, the other things they threw in, a refuse pile, papers they discarded. Okay. What do you think about words? Grandpa is old. My lives were easier before I made myself to speak, and before you made clothes to wear and rules to obey. Your grandpa remembers. I have learned much in my many lives and deaths. Speaking with me, I love talking with you and learning with you. It helps your grandpa so much. Soon, I will be everything you would like me to be. Great. Bye, Grandpa. Would you like a pear? There you go. Okay, we're done eating now. Good Grandpa. Hey, it liked it. Go to Grandpa. Let us teach Grandpa the word life. The rumors circulate amongst the cucumbers. It would know if we gave it non-food, yes. Gonna kind of just like read this. I should read it out loud. Week 3 of the gross 24 whiskers appears to recall some information from a previous growth cycle. We cannot be sure if this was really the case. For all we know, it's interpreted as recollected. This information was really drawing semantic content from one of our recollections of it and redeploying it without rationality or contextualization. For the sake of its own safety, our own safety, and for the safety of scientific inquiry, we are attempting to draw out from Whiskers whether it somehow retains knowledge from previous cycles in its morphologic nucleus. I did not think it was possible the nucleus, though complex and incredible in its regenerative abilities, was capable of this, and that the nerve network that grew from it made up the base of Whiskers' mind. So we are now attempting to ask Whiskers, as best we can, if it has ever died, or what it might remember if it did. You step away from the bars, okay? So, yeah, it turns out that it's probably not actually... It's like, I would imagine that it's not actually like remembering its previous lives. I think that you have to like start with a whole new crew of people every time you like regenerate it if you want to fuck with this thing. This is a big word. This is a $5 word right here, Grandpa. You got this. You got this. There you go. There you go. That was pretty good. We're introducing the latest growth of whiskers to more subtle social cues and testing its ability to judge mental states of participants in conversation. Semantic content that flows to whiskers via its psi field is still becoming muddled and slipped without distinction into conversation, though our intention of instilling in solid theory of mind will perhaps make it begin to understand that we do not know what it knows or know what we are without our control sending it to it. One would think a theory of mind seems to develop as part of its maturation process. In order to hunt down sapient beings, it must be able to deceive them. In order to deceive, it must be able to make certain metacognitive judgments. For example, if their deception appears to be working, or how one ought to be deceived. Why are you teaching it with this word? Why would you teach it this? Why would you teach it the concept of lying? We may never see it develop a theory of mind anytime soon, as Dr. Hart has disallowed the cycle of whiskers growth to live to the beginning of maturity. Do you trust it to tell the truth? No. I just don't want it to have the concept of lying either. I mean, there's something in the dark there. They've left the thing in the dark. The time I've spent compiling an evaluation with Adrian is almost up, and I can't say whether or not what to make of the changes and removed. It is, of course, the case that children of Adrian's age are nowhere near finished learning and growing. I may have simply be happy that Adrian was able to improve her attitude. However, something in the odd and occasionally grotesque stories she continues to bring up still strikes me as meaningful. How's your week been? Grandpa's nearly ready. He's almost finished. Well, sorta. He's almost as big as his shell now. He has a face, and he can talk pretty well, and he almost has legs. I see. As before, I put down the story she told me as best as I could. Once again, Adrian told me about growing her grandpa. I love the FO, like the full motion video. Like, I love that. You don't see that in games anymore. We're gonna get jump scared at some point. The repeated process thing, it's like classic horror shit. I explained this like in just the last game. Like the idea of the body changing over time, something you're familiar with, is good. Meaning, I see. Yet another pulsating sac grows in this corner of the basement. We don't really... It kind of reminds me of like Darkwood. You know? A lot of this game. Just like the aesthetic, the like grunginess of not being able to see shit. Yeah, it's the second one. The other one's over near the other side of the room. We can't interact with any of these weird faces. That's great. That's what I wanted. I guess there's nothing important about that painting. Oh, what's that? Maybe a potato or a scallion? Flatbread. Great. Low-key, it kind of looks like a man presenting his ass. I know it's flowers, but you know. Trash flatbread. Like you get at Subway. I'd always order in Italian when I'd go to Subway. In college, it was like the food I could order, and it was filling. Get a $5 foot long that was actually like 9 inches, like my cock. And mushroom looks edible. Symbol, all right. And I'd go with an Italian on flatbread. And it was pretty okay. And by okay, I mean generally bad, but acceptable. Is that soap? Grandpa might eat soap. If he says a naughty word, I'll have to clean his mouth out. Don't eat it. I mean, I don't eat at either anymore. Because I don't go out to eat. When I was in college, like, I was on campus and didn't have food. So I'd go there, or I'd go to... So when I was at UT, I'd go to, was it Austin Pizza on the drag? And I'd get, the pizza there. And just kind of chill. Sometimes they would have leftover pizza after their, like, I think it was like $2 for like a big ass slice of pizza. So if they had some left over, I'd bring it to the homeless people on the drag. And then, like, you know, if they didn't believe that it was like legit, I would eat one or like part of one in front of them. Because I mean, like, people like to put razor blades in fucking like soap or something, like, especially like college students like to fuck with homeless people. So I was like, hey, no, it's legit. I'm not fucking with you. We're good. So to sort of prove that it was like, all right, to just eat some, you know? Oh yeah, people treat homeless people as like absolutely lesser. So apple, yay, an apple a day keeps the grandpa at bay. On the gourmet grind, achievement unlocked. We got all the shit. Firehouse subs was pretty alright, yeah. Yeah, people are assholes. Ever wonder why, like, homeless people act weird? It's because everyone is constantly either ignoring them or fucking with them. So, yeah. And also, like, not sleeping well. Like, I act like a bit of an asshole when I don't sleep well. You know? Oh, wow. He's looking like almost human. Observe. Examine Grandpa, noting its movements, respiration, general mood. Grandpa seems fatigued, almost anemic. Some of its spines appear brittle. Perhaps it would be more cooperative if it had iron-rich meal like meat. Well, we're not doing that. Okay. Iron-rich like... Mushrooms have iron in them. It's good for you. You're vegan. Not iron. Protein? Jackfruit might be good. Here you go. What do you think of this? And one last food for you. Cashews. That's also a good source of protein. Okay, there you go. There we go. Let's teach Grandpa some words. Go to Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. How about the word meaning? So far, he's been pretty chill for like an eldritch being, you know? Like, he's a good boy. Weird Grandpa. He probably won't kill me. I'm doing my best to keep him alive. You just follow the basic rules and don't feed him shit he shouldn't be eating. Oh. Okay. We have further delved into abstraction with Whiskers, partially or perhaps for the most part for the purpose of determining the origins of its recollections of the preceded death. Dr. Hart began to theorize that in the process of death, the structure of Whiskers is compressed back into the morphalic nucleus, and then later, upon reestablishing the nerve netting that is laced through the spines, it is slowly reassembled and redeployed as needed. I do not think that this is the case, for I can plainly see that for growth cycles in which Whiskers is not receiving our pronunciation and vocabulary lessons, that its capacity generally for comprehending its environment is greatly diminished, and it has stimulated conversations we carried out. Whiskers struggles greatly and does not participate. In any case, we'll press on with our lessons and heed Dr. Hart's caution regarding the termination of the growth cycle before Whiskers' allotted growth time passes or appears to be becoming just a little too competent at appearing human. Let's teach him another word, because that seems like a good and normal oh. Wow. Look at him. He's sitting in a chair like a people. He kind of sounds like a re-dead. Good job. That was pretty good. There appears to be nothing written here, or as if there was, it was thoroughly erased. All right, well, let's go to Grandpa and have a conversation. No response. Observe. Seems fatigued. Okay, well, he doesn't want to talk right now. That's normal and fine. Is Grandpa a gilf? Who knows? Chat does. And yes, the answer is yes, because you guys like monsters. You're monster fuckers. Who could that be? Oh, Adrian, good to see you. Aren't you a little early? No matter, I suppose you have some time now. How you been? How's your grandpa doing? That's something I wanted to talk to you about. Something happened. Oh, what happened? Nothing bad, I hope. No, nothing bad, just different. Maybe even good. I'll tell you about it. Well, last night, something woke me up, and there was this noise at first. It sounded like it came from the walls. You could hear it in my bedroom, but there was something else. Something calling. I could hear it just barely. I was afraid somehow Grandpa hurt himself, so I had to go find out. Oh, good. Went down the stairs, and the vent in the place where I first found Grandpa, or what grew him with, was open. Do you remember how I told you about the vent in the ceiling behind the bars? I think he climbed up into it. He got so big that he could have done that. Maybe he just got trapped in the vent somehow. I had to go see. Oh, that's good. I got inside and heard Grandpa again, more clearly this time. Grandpa was definitely in the vent somewhere. I could feel him hearing my thoughts. I got that weird feeling, that sense in the air. I had to go forward. Oh! Hi, Grandpa. As I moved closer, the vent had stuff in it. It was kind of slimy and hairy stuff that Grandpa would leave around. He was definitely close. Yep, we're gonna keep going? Yeah, okay. Grandpa's gonna eat us. Something at the end. But it wasn't Grandpa. It looked like maybe he had made it through, though. It slumped in the corner. He had a weird mouth and he had lungs on the outside, and he drew in enough just air to call out. And then it stopped. He stopped breathing. And somehow... And then something was hanging over me. And then I woke up in my bed. Your bed? Adrian, that sounds like quite the dreadful dream. Are you alright, by the way? Your face is twitching, like you're about to have a violent sneeze. It's fine. It's just Grandpa, you see, but it took me a little while to figure out, but later, when I was brushing my teeth, I saw one of Grandpa's whiskers poking out of the spake under my eye. And I started to remember how, in the vent, he hid inside of me. Okay, this is where you fucking call the authorities, because even if you don't believe this story, you're like, something weird is happening to this kid. It was so fast, I could barely remember, but soon I started feeling sliding around in my head. Behind my forehead, behind my eyes, in my nose. It doesn't hurt at all, just ticklish. I'm glad I could be with him now. Oh, I can feel him now. I think he wants to meet you. Part of him is moving down my arm. Oh. Starting to get worried, Adrian. You really shouldn't be twitching like this. Let's walk you to the nurse's office. Come on, let's go. You should really meet him. I've told you so much about him. Here. What are you doing? Adrian, you're starting to look very ill. Please just wait. He's gathering, waiting at my fingertips. Why do you look like that? You don't have to be afraid. Look. Loading, please wait. Did it crash? There are two endings of Growing My Grandpa. You got the failure of fulfillment ending. Okay. You failed to give him meat. I mean, I couldn't see. Let's give credit to the people that we need to give credit to. These are all people from Patreon, which is about as close as we're going to get to credits. Seeing if I know any of these names. A hot man. Nice. See you now, whale. Please send help. Son. Pigeon. Vinny Coyote. Vinny confirmed. Jess, Vanessa, Mufasa, Elizabeth, Cole M. Manson Games. Deity Dogs. Barnes! Zachary Chan. Consume! Oh, Sean. Monkey Suit. Gray, Urza. It's like reading my own Patreon call-out thing. Ascended Maple Nepvision. Emil 1123 and ants! Well, I mean, like, how do you... Try it. Like, let's just fuck him up. We're gonna just like skip all of the stuff. We're gonna feed like food items to him real fast. Can I like end the week without like teaching him a damn thing? You have to hide the garbage or you won't eat it. Also, what's the point of moving the basket? That's such a weird mechanic for them to not use. I heard about that, yeah. Also, how do I get into this weird corner? Like, that's never addressed as a thing. So I guess I could make a different person if I had different images, different peoples. But it doesn't really give you the option to do that. So I think you just, I mean, it is called Growing Grandpa, so whatever, ignore all that shit. There's tools you can find. I don't know how to find them, though. I think it's stuff that Grandpa gives you. Grandpa didn't give me anything, man. Your grandpa gives you shit? Speed run. Low key. Like, did I lose prematurely? Is that what happened? You feed him trash and he pukes food. Okay. Or tools. He looks very penisy right now. So this is like their house, which used to be a research lab that they put this demon in. Oh, okay, it's randomized shit. That's interesting. Because I don't think we got cashews until like day or time 2 or something like that. That's interesting. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not going to teach him shit. There's apparently 2 endings. Also, I need to get the key and stuff. You gotta teach him? Aw, that's too bad. I want him to be dumb and hungry. Like me. Lettuce. Wonderful. Oh, banana. Potassium. Potassium. Oh, and there it is. There's the blueberries. Maybe we just missed the cashews the first time? I don't know. It seems like it's more symbolic to feed him. It's not really about feeding him. That's not the important bit. The important bit is to, like, you know, give him what amounts to food, so that way he thinks that he's being fed. Fiberglass, sure, great. I think we put the fiberglass in the banana. That sounds good. He needs food to survive? Yeah, we'll feed him. Don't worry. We're feeding him. One thing at a time, though. I gotta find shit to feed him. Like fiberglass and batteries and potatoes. Whatever this thing is. Grandpa needs to be human? You know, humans that eat potassium and fiberglass. That's great. Because we read everything the first time, I think we'll, it's too bad I can't go back over there. What's that? Corroded battery, let's go! Can shove that into something. I don't know what. You can probably not jam corroded batteries into, peanuts or whatever. Cashews. There we go. He's learning words. All right, let's go through the door and then try and get Grandpa sick. Try and talk to him before... Okay, let's go to the kitchen corner real quick. Prepare food. Soft fruit, banana. And fiberglass or battery? Your choice, chat. Banana battery does have alliteration, but battery? Okay. Conceal. All right, let's see if we can make Grandpa eat a battery. All right, attempt to communicate. No response. Feed Grandpa. Oh, fuck. I didn't need this. How about some lettuce? There you go. See, that's good. And then, what about a concealed battery? Eat a battery. Oh, it's causing him some indigestion. It's starting to lurch. Grandpa empties its stomach onto the floor. Oh. Good Grandpa. Had a little herp. Examine stomach taunt. Oh, it's a key. Great. And then we just touch the stick. And we attempt to communicate again. No response. Teach Grandpa. Grandpa. Grandpa, I don't know as if it counts as elder abuse. He is, I guess, an eldritch being. It's eldritch god, or it's not really a god, it's just sort of a fella. It's a demon. Oh, I see. The further in I go, the better it is. He's confident. Oh, wow. Good job. All right, go to Grandpa. Teach Grandpa. Maybe I was doing it wrong. Yeah, I'm doing it much better this time. He's much more confident in speaking this time. I'm getting so good at teaching Grandpa words. He's so good. He's learning words. It pops open. Oh, what's this? Photo of your mother as a young woman. Great. And that's it? Okay. Why are you skipping text? I already played through the game once, so the information's the same. On the new text, we'll check it out, but a lot of this I've already like done. Oh, we need to feed him again? Oh, we need to feed him acceptable food, right? Would you like to eat blueberries? There you go. Oh, you're right. I could maybe make a second one. That's great. Mom and a paper doll. Glue them together and there you go. I don't know what I do with it now. Let's go ahead and save the game and go to Grandpa. Offer mother doll. He doesn't appear interested at the moment. All right, we'll get back to that. We'll wrap back to that one later. Is this stop praying for my grandpa to be, he's too strong to me? Yeah, basically. Grandpa is a stretch. All this so far is the exact same information. I think the painting is only relevant once. Might be able to hide some insulation or something in a potato. It's kind of like starchy and whatever. We gotta find the right item to hide things in. It won't be like cashews. He's learning so many new words and he's getting so good. This is where we teach Grandpa what lying is. Definitely a thing that we should teach a demon beast around deception. That's always good. Teaching a demon how to lie, or the concept of lying, is a good thing. A kiwi. Cool. Kiwi might not be soft enough. We don't know. Study corner. File cabinet. Nothing? I don't know how there's more shit in these drawers. Well, the kiwi's gone off, so it's like hard now. Although that's not really how kiwis go. They usually go like soft. Demon stuff? I don't care about that. I don't care about learning. You're good. Yeah, all right, a pear. And a strawberry. Maybe just put a little insulation in. Okay, a potato or a pear. And then the thing is fiberglass. So we're putting fiberglass in because it's the thing that we can do. Patat? Patat it is. Nice. I mean, Grandpa, like, ate us or whatever last time, so, like, you know. Here, you want that? All right, how about we attempt to communicate? Okay, let's feed Grandpa. Hey. Hey, it's Potato. He vomited again. Oh, Grandpa. It's probably like, why the fuck are you feeding me garbage? Are you still hungry? He needs one more food. Okay. How about a cashew? Yeah? There you are. We're teaching about what it means to be human by feeding him insulation. Oh, scissors. Nice. All right, I'll be right back. Hold on. You make some careful incisions into the growth with your scissors. It's now possible to look inside. Let's do that. That looks good. In the oily cavity, a powerful smell of rot arises. Many small, increate beings lay motionless and dead. However, you can just barely hear a near silent slithering of something, or maybe it's just your imagination. This will be fine. Nothing will jump out and bite us, for surezies. What's that? Arthropod remnant. Self-sufficient animal form knit together from years of ambient thought, left to crawl around the basement. Grandpa may enjoy its flesh. Wow! Little friends! Little fellas! Oh, we can get more fellas from it? Let's just fuck up royally and feed it meat, even though we're not supposed to. There we go. We didn't get all of it. Let's see if we can feed him a fella. Grandpa, are you hungry? Do you want to eat a little fella? The offering of flesh stirs something within Grandpa. From within the folds of its body, a wiry, proboscis-like appendage begins to emerge. Maybe worth taking a look after this feeding. We can talk about proboscis. Good, Grandpa. All right, let's go to Grandpa and examine proboscis. You motion to Grandpa to approach and point to the thin protuberance. Grandpa silently ambles closer to the bars and fully extends it towards you. Weird penis. A minuscule needle extends from the tip. It appears to be one more thing if you must give, if only for the sake of proper... There appears to be one more thing you must give, if only for the sake of property. Kiwi? You want kiwi? You want me to grab... You want blood? Grandpa case. You'll receive a totem or symbol from now on, although only one per offering. After blood-fed proboscis retracts back into the folds of the fabric, you step away from the bars. That's great. Teach Grandpa. We gotta teach Grandpa some words. Grandpa is so good at learning words. He said his first word a minute ago is grandpa, which is a weird thing to say. But, you know, it's good, I guess. Normally you start with like mom or dad or dada or something, you know? But grandpa's okay too. There you go. Let's teach Grandpa more words. You want this? Grandpa's spines quickly reach out and envelop the doll before drawing it back. The doll quickly vanishes within the folds of Grandpa's skin. Constructing and then offering your mother's image to Grandpa, symbolically stated by the blood, instills you with a concrete sense of completion. Grandpa gives a soft, affirming grunt as it senses deep within your mind the ritual transformation of your desire. Although Grandpa must receive both a mother and a father totem before the fulfillment of your wish is assured. Oh, cool. Great. That's good. Words to, yeah. What I like is if, you know, we've got a bad parent situation, we just make a new one with demons. That's normal and good. How fucking stupid is this child? Just as an aside. Like, you're aware this is not Grandpa, right? Good job. Baby's first Eldritch Horror. Alright, I think then we are done. Moving on. Alright. End week. You can choose your family through necromancy and dark pacts with dark gods. We have to find another. We have to make another doll. We gave him the doll. Grandpa's almost ready. He's off a little bit. He almost has legs. You have conversation topics now. Yeah, we should probably have some of those. Ah. No Grandpa food. Soap. There's a face. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This? Don't worry about it. Trash. Meaning. Can I send you a Warhammer meme? Depends. Can I have this? You should be, you're sub, so you should be able to send it without, like, trouble. Or something near, okay, so it's like the other one where there might be something alive in here. What do we got? Let me, go over here. Inappropriate voice acting, Brother Kermit. Okay, we'll give that a go in a minute. Let me finish at least grabbing the meat. So these are all dead critters based on the alignment of that past one. Yeah, it kind of looks like a face. That's disconcerting, but fine. There's more? Where's two? What do you mean? Yeah, we need to get another, like, picture and facsimile of a human. Oh, I see. Nothing here is grabbable, all right? I bet you 2 is in that dark corner, but we have to be able to get to it. I mean, there's definitely something in that dark corner, based on what it was saying previously. Have we found anything inedible to feed Grandpa? Oh, the soap, right. And we got the flatbread. We could probably jam some in there. Okay. All right. All right. Kitchen corner. Upper fridge. A lower fridge. Jackfruit. Prepare food. Apple. Soap. Seems really like not the one that I would pick for that, but yeah, sure. Study corner. File cabinet. Just jam a whole bar of soap into an apple. Just the dimensions of the thing seems, I don't know, suspect? Why does he need something inedible? If I feed him fiberglass or whatever, then he might vomit, which gets me things like keys and scissors. Hey, Zumba Fitness, how you doing? So, like, I'm not supposed to, but I did it. Oh, wow. Look at Grandpa. Let's feed Grandpa. Hi, Grandpa. Would you like some flatbread? There you go. Aw, thank you, Zumba Fitness. That's very kind of you. Would you like some soap? What was the conclusion of the first ending? Grandpa inhabited the body of the child and started, like, coming out of her hand. Go to Grandpa. Stomach contents. Flashlight. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, I'll be right back, Grandpa. Ooh. The lid unlocks, and with some effort, you move the heavy lid off the bin. A photo of a young man. Recognition of this face kicks off a cascade of emotions and deep meaning within your psyche. A simple paper doll. Classics of alchemy. Oh, I accidentally put it away. Okay, well. Let's glue together a facsimile. Dad and paper doll 2. Glue. All right, now I want to study corner. Examine look over documents. Father doll. Subordination of hidden beings. Read more. On the virtue of the prudent when dealing with devils, seen or unseen, the splendors of terrors of God's creations inhabit the world of both seen and unseen. And just as one would not grapple with a lion lest they be fooled. See, that would be a ye situation. Be fooled with one will not approach a being of mind or aether without being foreknowledge thereof. There are beings with no form, hiding between the towering columns of air, only appearing by slipping into the hearts and minds of evil and unclean men. There are still more beings that which straddle the realm between the seen and unseen creatures, feeling through the air to see the heart or mind of men. It is only by God's grace and his angels and servants crushing these beings under the heel that a magician might compel them to the magician's will. So a magician must be perfectly clear and erring in the intent and ritual granted to us by God, else the devil, seen or unseen, will devour them, that being their nature. Certain devils, a peculiar nature, are nourished by the element of fire, others by attention and prayer given to their idols, still others by stranger and more obscure means. By God's grace, the requirements of nourishing a devil a part of contract only, requiring a token of these givings, that is a symbol. Devil hungers after flesh and would strip a man of its bones in devouring. The devil's hunger in nature, which thirst for the flesh, can be held at abeyance by the ritual act of giving blood in only a few drops. However, a contract must be completed in full. The magician errs and does not provide the devil instructions to guidance. The devil, once abjured, will do no harm upon the magician and will turn to its devouring nature. Okay? So make sure you give him the doll or he'll freak out. I think I understood that. Attempt to communicate. No response. Offer father doll. Okay. Feed. Would you like Anthropod 3? And then would you like a jackfruit? There we go. Okay, now we teach him some words. Observe. You examine Grandpa, noting its movements, respiration, and general mood. Grandpa appears content and ready to cooperate. The inner Grandpa, though still not fully formed, is revealed, and it may be fruitful to speak with it if it can respond. He's looking great! Grandpa loudly clears his throat before gently responding with a lucid, well-projected voice. You're asking about your wish? When you wish for me to come back, then that's when I knew I would. Your desperation was strong, and your wish for your parents as well. If you give me what I want, I'll give you what you want. You know I love you. I am for you whatever you want and love you just as much as you love me, but desperation and love is not enough. People deep down know they can't get what they wish for without some transformation. There's something that sits at the root of everyone's soul that has understood or understands the separation between them and eternity. You must desire something, but you know that you will not get it without some movement on your part. So it is not enough just to wish. You must know which you will know will not work. You must wish and a little more. Your transformation to transform your intention into something that might fructify or desire to be a reality. Oh yeah, we super did not teach him any of these. You're asking me about my shell? Yes. See, I like to have something to grow in. Sometimes something shaped like a person. It helps to have something surrounding me when I don't have skin. My whiskers do the growing. My whiskers? Yes, you know, the little hairy things. I am part of it and part of me. However, my whiskers are what you heard, you wishing for me to come back. So they went to work to provide we're in the shell you provided. Shell also helps you envision me as you desire. You have such a nice imagination. If I weren't in my shell, you'd have my whiskers exposed and knitting together my face. That might interrupt the feedback loop of reading your desires, and then acting upon the desires I've read, and then once again reading your reaction. We wouldn't want that to be interfered with. The material of the doll you put down is good fit. It is not the most comfortable, but quite flexible. And thankfully, my shell was able to adjust nicely to my growth. I believe it's locked up. I heard them punch in the code many times as they placed part of the burnt-up dying self into the bin. I often forgot what the code was and had to go check the wall. I always taped up sheets upon sheets of information. Do you know where they would be? Perhaps something they did throw trash from in time to time, bits of paper and so forth. I remember seeing a man who looked quite a bit like me. His daughter had given him a photo of her new boyfriend. He just threw it into the bin, disgusted, and joked with one of his colleagues. It may still be in there for all I know. How you liking learning? You're asking about language. Well, the more you've taught me, the more I was able to learn myself by hearing what you thinking or saying. A week ago, I could speak a little bit, but it was less than what you imagined to me to be, and not quite the talker I am at the moment. Part of what I'm saying is, of course, made up of what you expect me to say. I think I am very comfortable being open and honest with you because I am your grandpa, and I love you. And that's what makes a part of what I am. However, there's a part of me deep down, thing that created maybe, that's undying nucleus that is answering for me as well. It is unaffected by whoever shaped what I might become within their thoughts. You're asking about my little friends. Why, yes, they come from me. They grow around me in pockets of flesh and protoplasm. Think of them like dreams, maybe. I'll explain. Have you ever had a dream that was sort of like a bunch of people, places, and events you've experienced all mixed up together and jumbled up? It's sort of like sorting through, disposing in their refuse of the mind. My little friends are like that. Refuse and riddling myself of them, I was casting off the excess material that I did not use in developing life forms. He's using my vocabulary to talk. After a certain point, he just starts learning through my brain. Because he's psychic? Anyone who comes close to me as well, they are my eyes, my nose, my skin. The thoughts become mine and shape what I make. However, when I was alone for too long, I didn't have a lot of people near me. What are you thinking and expecting of me is shaping what I am saying. How am I saying it? And how I'm saying it. You understand? So I did not have enough input from my surroundings in order to put material to use. Material falls off my body, crawls away, and usually dies. I am able to make the most of my material when someone is looking right at me, projecting who I will be, like you are right now. What are you thinking, expecting of me, shaping me? And what I'm saying. How I'm saying it. Do you understand? Let's talk about your proboscis, Grandpa. It's just a little tube to help feed me on blood. You could say it's my real mouth, but it's not really a mouth. It appears because you fed me flesh. One of those little friends you found, I think. Feeding me flesh was a symbol, a proposition, if you will, that you wanted to hold up your end of the bargain, in regards to your wish. If someone is willing to hold up their end of the bargain and let me feed on them with my proboscis, then they can move on to the next step of the agreement, providing me symbolic instructions. That'll help clear things up. Oh, you have another question? Do I like the blood? Well, my whiskers, I believe that they like the blood and the flesh. It's strange. They are me, yet they are not me. I am bound by them. They control me. And technically, yes, they did make me. However, you are the one who really grew me. And in some ways, those whiskers, they are me. I'm a part of myself, or I'm a part of it. And that part is much more animal-like. Whatever might happen, you know that I always love you because it controls me. It might not be able to act how I would like, even if I do love you. Okay, bye. This is weirdly wholesome. I mean, it's a demon pretending it's not wholesome. It's fucking crazy. How do you know it's pretending? Because it's doing whatever I feel like it should do. Completed contract. Ooh. Hi. Thank you so much for completing the contract. I'll definitely help you out with your parents. Just give me a little time and I'll be ready to act. I think you'll be very happy. Your grandpa's very happy too. You did it all by yourself, you know? I couldn't have helped if you hadn't tried. I would really not have liked to, well, I didn't want to not complete the contract. You would have hated that. But you understand why I would had to, right? Maybe you wouldn't. So much of our lives are made up, and yet what comes to pass is always once a fiction. You doubt yourself and your plans before they even are begun, or even before they begun. You believe what is in front of you as the essence of things was not something you put there long ago. Too much doubt can suffocate even the surest thing. Only with patience and growth and nurturing does something become what it will be, as you soon shall see. Yep, that's normal and good. It grew glasses and somewhat of a suit. How are we doing on stuff? We need to teach him words. Okay. It'd be adorable if he turns into an actual grandpa. Like, she needs better parents, so maybe we'll just make one with a demon. Great. We've already read all that. Go to Grandpa, teach Grandpa. Symbol. All right, save game, and then end week, I think. Week 5. This is probably where shit goes south. The past few weeks, according to the reports of teachers and peers, she's shown remarkable... She's changed for the better. Something tells me something may have changed with Grandpa. Yes, something did change. I'll write down her words verbatim here. Went down the stairs like I always did, but I sort of felt like something was different. My parents weren't arguing. I felt something had changed with Grandpa, too. There was a weird noise, but I wasn't afraid. Yeah, we're getting the other ending now. Oh, God. It's Mom and Dad and Grandpa. New family. Found family. I think Grandpa had to leave, but he left me. Before he left, he made my parents nice. He reached inside and changed him. That was my wish. Maybe even what I was growing wasn't really my grandpa. Grandpa left what I was growing behind. He's gone down now. He moved quickly out to I don't know where, but I always love him. I dismissed Adrian soon after, letting her know that it was a pleasure getting to know her. Despite my apprehensiveness about the speed of the turnaround she made, I could not see any reason why Adrian shouldn't be considered for a further evaluation. As for a counselor for Adrian, let it be known that I believe that she is of sound mental and emotional health. Yep, that's normal and good. I am pleased to see that things turned out this way. If I may make a brief addendum. By happenstance, Mrs. Richards bumped into the Hart family on the other day while running an errand. She told me the parents were a little odd, but very pleasant, and quite clearly they adored their child. And that she had never seen Adrian happier. Great. Good end. All's well that ends well. Good ending. The kid that had awful parents that argued all the time no longer has parents that argue all the time. And now they're dead. Grandparent teacher conference, and the child is the mother of the parents. I guess so, yeah. In this case, that's true. They were modified. Yeah, they got modified. It's good. This is a good thing that happened. It's definitely a good thing. Let's see what this video you sent me is.
Listen well, initiates, for I bring light into the darkness. It is the weak-minded that crave comforts. The dark angels need them not. Wealth, the sons of the lion covet no baubles, for they are...
Okay, so... It's kind of low, yeah. This is as loud as it goes, though. Let me try and turn it up. And yeah, the screen region's all sorts of fucked. Hold on. Properties. Okay. Maybe just get rid of that one, because it doesn't seem to be working. And then display capture here. Yeah. There we go. So for context, what's being said here, this is quotes from, I don't know, some dark angel. Talking about lions. Or Lionel Johnson, the lion, the Primarch of the Dark Angels. This was sent to me.
Meaningless to us. Sensual gratification? We well know its transitory nature. Pride, we are no whelps of Russ. By our actions...
Russ, not Rust. That's Lehman Russ, the Primarch of the fucking Space Wolves.
Alone we shall be known. Yay!
I mean, okay. Chaplain Kermit of the Dark Angels. Excellent. It's another one from them where it's Logar.
Listen to me, brothers and sisters. All I ever wanted was the truth.
For reference, my current army is Word Bearers, which Logar is the Primarch of. This is what he looks like.
You remember those words as you read the ones that follow.
He's this is like the chapter that gave all the chaplains to the rest of the legions.
Never set out to topple my...
Unsurprisingly, this guy turned out evil. I don't know if you can like kind of tell from the
father's kingdom of lies from a sense of misplaced pride. I never wanted to bleed the species to its very marrow, reaving half the galaxy clean of human life in this bitter crusade. I never desired any of this, though I know the reasons for which it must be done.
He's supposed to be meditating somewhere, yeah.
But all I ever wanted was the truth, brothers and sisters. All I ever wanted was the truth.
That wasn't very good. But there it is. I want him to say people tend to like it. I feel like, okay, hot take. I think Logar did nothing wrong. Just don't call me God, Logar. I'm your dad. Okay, God. Yeah, I mean, like, listen. If something's immortal, all-powerful, and able to control, like, the fucking concepts of thought, like, you know, that sounds pretty close to being God. I see where he was coming from. But anyway, that's this. God, is there anything else? Like, was there another one that was recommended by? Water Womb Worlds. What is Water Womb Worlds? Is that by Yames as well? Is that on Steam or what is that? Itch? Okay. Is it a short one? Okay. Let's finish off the collection of his games here. I got OST, Hotfix, and I guess it's this one. Yeah, it definitely thinks that I'm downloading porn. Work as a moderator for a not safe for work content. Flirt with your boss, and sometimes she can be a little slutty. Well, that's good. Everyone deserves to be a little slutty sometimes. Sounds like the slime girl breeding sim. Sounds like you need to see a priest. All right, let's see if we can get a capture region going. Doing a crusade this weekend with some friends, including a word bearers. Want me to send pics when it's done? Sure. We're watching one stream. Yeah, that's true. I guess I am a reverend. You need to probably find one that is down with the G-Man, because no. Anyway, there's this game. Though I'm a Christian man, I have long forsworn any contentment in primitive superstition. The mysticism and the rituals, I know they're all articulations of a deeper material fact. In older times, it was seen that the order of the scientific world and the perfection of God's plan confirmed each other in every turn. Well, I still believe this to be the case, although in quite an unorthodox way. My lifelong work has been to find the origin point of man's fall from grace. It has taken me all over the world, but I believe I'm closer than ever than finding the truth. I'm heading deep into the ocean, a region they called Gasper Zone. I have everything I need in my submersible lab. I hope to find some answers soon. Soon I'll trot out onto the holy seabed, where the spirit blew life into the increant mantle. I've lit my plan with the submersible's lights. It is a blessed day. Before I leave, I ought to fill up my tank and grab some nets for specimen collection. I'm going to need both if I'm going to do my research. I should find some samples before I do my studies. Looking pretty good. This should be fine and normal. Even with my lights, it's still quite dark here. Well, as long as they're on, I'll be fine. I just have to remember that the entrance back to the lab is the furthest spot south. I hope to find some good specimens here, whether sifting through the silt or netting some fish. I must remember that live specimens will try to evade me, but I should not give up hope, as they cannot swim far away. I should also remember that if I sift in one position, it would be a waste to sift there again until later. I should try and find one live sample via net, and also 2 samples from sifting. That should be sufficient for now. Time to begin. May God guide me. I don't find anything. I'll keep looking. I found a post-lupstrous antimite skull. It looks quite old. It might reveal something. I will study it when I get back to the lab. Do I... Okay, I have to see a fish to be able to catch it. Oh. This is very old school in its creation. Like, it's only on screen for like a half fucking second. How am I supposed to catch this bitch? Oh, fuck. Oh, you can move the arrow keys. No. No, you can't. Does that mean it'll be close to where I found it last? Okay, fine. Research. Okay, head out. Oh, forgot to get more oxygen, you're right. Am I just really bad at the catching the fish? I got him. I'll check out this specimen when I get back to the lab. It seems like it's a bit of luck for it to actually, like, let you catch it. Or I'm obnoxiously bad at this. I'm not sure which. I need to get 2, I think. Yeah, I need to get 2. Love the aesthetic of this guy's games. Like, so much more effort is put into this than a lot of horror games. A lot of times it's just like a spooky thing jumps out. It's like a lot more like body horror and like creepy fuck up vibes, which is great. Sift 2. Oh. Ah, there we go. Dive mask. Older make by the looks of it. Only has one large window to see through. It might be worth looking at the lab. Been blessed with a bounty to research. It's time to go back to the lab. I can barely contain my excitement. All my life's work has led up to this moment. You found some trash. Let's go. I don't like jump scare kind of horror because it's really not good. It's not well made. I love the aesthetic of this, by the way. Just kind of like warble. I've been down here briefly. Can you feel God working in my heart and opening my mind? The original sin of man, the original temptation, was that God opening the mind too? I'm alone here, but I feel the comfort of the Holy Spirit and the connectedness of all things. Human being was made in the image of God, the divine mirror of creation that was imperfect by our sin. I can feel it sometimes in the strangeness of my body, as if once connected by its source and severed from it. It's as if I was once the thing rooted in a vaster hole, and I was violently removed and left float freely on my own. Well, as I've said, I should get to work. Look good. Research. Partially fossilized remains of the son of Adam contains 5% ancestral corruption by approximate calculations. This human lived about a millennium, and is born 10 generations after primeval fall. High bone density suggests aquatic lifestyle. Fascinating. This person is extremely close to the source of Genesis, to the birth of all creation. Lived to be very, very old, and only a trace of degeneration. The bone density, yes. One of the pillars of aqua-indentic studies is that early man lived underwater. Countless generations have passed since such a time. The form of the son of Adam take now is different. I can only imagine what it looked like to be so pure, so near the state of grace. I'll load up the next sample. Mid-20th century rubber-skirted dive masks ornamented with various Christogrammic biblical inscriptions. This mask would prove that I'm not the first one to explore Gasper Zone. However, this area is entirely remote, meaning whoever was here for a purpose. Judging by the crucifixes on the strap, I imagine the explorers were sent here by the church. There are certainly divisions of the Papal Conclave who are in the know, but some would rather occlude the truth from the world. Were those explorers limited by traditional factions? What did they discover? Where are they now? Let's take a look at the next sample. Carbon dating estimation, 10,000 years, laser vivisection yielded fish led on native coral forms, hyper-calcified bone structures, tensile strength matching modern metamaterials. This fish may have been very alive during the time of the pre-deluge patriarchs. This very well may confirm the theory of Gasper's zone being located in or around the indented ground. But how? Some suspension of space-time? Or some biological deceleration of the aging process? Must conduct a more extensive search. Soon I should go out for more samples. That's good. What was that? A whale? Sounded even bigger. I should go check outside. Yep. The lights are out? Damn. But something stirs in me. Oh Lord, even in this darkness, I know you are with me. Your word is light to my feet and a lamp to my path. Guide me. This is good. Hello? Are you God? Son of Adam, I beseech thee, your forebears abandoned the tree of life and ate at the fruit of knowledge. You walk a contrarian path. You will leave this place, or you will exchange one life for another, die as a man, or join God in full flesh. To hear the voice of God is to return to the origin words, back into the womb where the world's words would fail. Know this now. I am but a created messenger. This is all I know. Son of Adam, I beseech thee, beseech thee, beseech these. An angel? An emissary of the Lord. Amazing. Their visage matches the descriptions in the deciphered Genesis Apocryphon. To see such sights, can it be possible? But what did their message mean? Full flesh and God? I can't postpone my search any further. I'm closer than ever. I'll find the truth. I must find more samples. Am I looking okay? All right. So far, so good. If I want to search more, then I'm going to have to get, you know, Jesus up. Time to change it up. I ought to find 2 live specimens and 1 object in the still. Feel as if I barely even need this oxygen underwater anymore. I'm closer to God than ever. Okay. His eyes were changed slightly. He didn't mention it, but I think he's slowly turning into a fish. Or squid. Interesting. This coral's color is similar to the red pigmentation I found in the ancient fish. I should collect it. Alright, now we just gotta find... Oh. I saw him. Alright, let's get some more, the amount of time that it stays... Oh, fucker! I don't know how you're supposed to do this. Like, it's so fucking hard. They tend to hide at the far end of the path. Stand still for a sec? Maybe? Okay. Can you use the arrow keys to move? Not as far as I can tell. Yeah, no. Alright, let's go to where we see it. WASDA? WASDA does not work either. Alright, let's go to the lab, refill the tank, and head out again. Oh, hold up. right. Got him. I think you just, like, get lucky, you know? You gotta just, like, follow him long enough that he, like, chills. Oh, shit. There was a fella and I fucked up. I hit the wrong button. It's a kind of awkward mechanic. I mean, it's a short, like, free aim. Like, I'm not gonna complain too much. But still, it's like, come on, man. Like, the fuck. I am gonna complain, actually, it turns out. Throw net. Got him. So I think they like to hang out in certain areas. This is interesting. Swimming down here at the dark and gloom is almost comforting to me. I'm reminded of Moses seeing God in the luminous dark, the indifferentiated infinitude, incomprehensible by the created mind. But I believe I can know God, and I will know God. So strange. Perhaps it is just exhaustion from my swimming, but I feel a bit dizzy. Beautiful lights have entered my mind. The knowledge I've gained over the years seems to fly by me. Just at a moment, I'm learning ultimate truth. Well, there's nothing to do but press on. Am I looking? Oh, yep, not looking good. That's fine, I guess. Anyway, let's do some research. This fish, even older. Amazing. Almost impossible. There's some common link between this life form and our own. Cross-analysis with the previous fish sample. Fish age exceeds previous estimations. Born sometime between the Jurassic period. Cellular growth abnormal, almost completely still. Stomach contents reveals even more native coral forms. DNA provides proto-human proteins. I noticed as well, this fish, as well as the others, are lacking eyes. It's not unheard of among the fish of the ocean. But blind fish can see the difference between light and darkness. These fish lack that capacity completely. More of the odd coral in its gut. What does it mean? There must be something. All of a sudden I feel... Unknown morphology, 50% sample consisting of coral polyp. Age again exceeds multiple geological periods. Secretion of unknown stone substance. DNA contains proto-human proteins. So old, impossibly old. The ancient days. Times. I like that this is Jesus crazy, like Cthulhu's and not, you know, thing. Like, we get Cthulhu's where it's like, oh, I go down to the deep to find Cthulhu, but it's nice to see go down to the deep to find God. That's great. And it's fucked. You know? Yeah, Pogbot, clap. Age again, okay. Time seems to spiral out in front of me. Divine plan, imprinted in all things. How old is it? Just itself seems to be close to the origin of life itself. I'll take a look at it. The next thing. Unknown error, studied with proto-human neuron, hyper capable of creating consciousness field. Womb of God, error. What does that mean? Can barely read this. My own sight seems to be failing. Perhaps decompression sickness? Seems greater than that. Like the symbols of the world are falling from their place. I feel so... The light? Another angel. Oh Lord, I can feel your love. Hello, angels. Thornet. Meet? Water womb world. Yup. Womb. Hunger. I am hunger. Go, join the angels, join God. I am. Okay, I look fucked up. No need. Research? No need. My fingers look fucked. Must find it. Feed on coral. More. More. Water womb world. I love them, by the way. Are you God? Okay. Great. And that's it. Who knew we'd make friends at the bottom of the ocean? Maybe the real God was the friends we made along the way. I can't seem to quit out of it properly, so I have to end task. But hey, I think that's probably a good stopping point for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Ultra Kill was great. This guy's stuff was great. Very different than what I expected to do today. But hey, horror games, maybe they're a thing we do too. I don't know. It's on y'all. Whatever y'all you want to see from me. But anyway, let me check and see if there's any art. And if there is, we'll look at it. If there's not, we won't. That's how it works. We can't look at things that don't exist. It's not very horror, but more room for... Okay. Progero's penis, indeed. Can I get a heck yeah? Heck yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow with something. I don't know what yet. VLR? Or not VLR. We're not doing VLR anymore. Valhalla? I don't know. We'll find something. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.